Hey, it's Rob Kickass, and you might notice the Austin Power Mini's back.
Yeah, baby!
We're gonna replace all the suspension, fix timing cover. We're doing the oil pan, crank seal, we might do a water pump. And I just noticed missing a bolt in the AC compressor, so we're gonna fix that. All that, stick around.
Yo, girls never get life to the sheep, least nice, but nah, he ain't nice underneath. Got a price on the leash, I don't trust when he speak. Be sounding real spite for the
Yeah, we're getting to this oil leak. We're gonna do the crank seal. Check out those timing guides while we're in there. We gotta take the rest of this stuff off here. So we're gonna take radiator out, this front core support. But yeah, we're gonna get in here because the oil's leaking back here. Definitely a good bit of oil leaking. So we'll take the alternator off here, AC compressor off, belt off, so we can get in there and get to our oil leaks. Come along as we dig into the Mini Cooper. Alright, so we are working right in here. Just out of the way. Alright, so to squeeze, we got the crank pulley off. You gotta use a puller and pull that off because it's pressed on there quite nicely. But you can see clearly that is leaking. We're gonna replace that seal. We're gonna get these pulleys off. Those guys back there, this guy up here. The water pump's leaking down there too, so we might do a water pump. I do want to do the hose that's up here. Then I noticed this looks like it was rubbing on the core support of the fan or something. So we're gonna replace that because that's about to pop. And I was looking in here, you can see all this nasty buildup. See all that? That's usually from, these are iron, cast iron blocks, and that's iron rust because people use the wrong coolant and it'll start decaying the rust in there. So that's why it's really important to use the right coolant, because there's certain what do you call it, metal promoting protection, oh geez, my phone's going off, additives in those coolants for the certain metals that are used in the blocks. Okay, I've said it before, but what the hell is up with BMW's tensioners? Do they have to come up with their own, like, I don't know, asinine freaking tensioners? They can't just use like ones that everybody else, like, what? I mean, I get it. It just seems unnecessary. Alright, let's see what else is. Oh look, that belt can come off now. Okay. Oh, look, we got so much more room now. Man, look at all that room for activity.
So many activities!
There's an O-ring behind there, a couple O-rings and a seal for this thing, so we're going to pull this timing side cover off right now. Everybody at the bottom. There's one Torx guy up. Oh, it's not even tight. Oh, they weren't even tight. Going on. It all looks really good. Oh, piss. Alright, Rick. Turn Rick down for a sec there. Okay, now we're going to clean this off proper. Let's see here. The brake cleaner. I'll get this a fresh, clean razor blade. Schmuckety, schmuckety. So, clean all this dirt off. This gasket stuff. Damn flashlights. Got 42 flashlights. They're always dying. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, I'm back with the flashlight. Oh, like I was saying before my flashlight died. So you see this seam that comes across right here? There's one on this side too. That's why there's gasket stuff right here. Because you want to seal that crack, or that seam, I won't say crack, let's say that seam right there where they join the two parts of the engine together. In case you guys are wondering why there's gasket stuff there, and there's a freaking O-ring. This should be rubber. This is kind of plastic. It's leaving loud when it hits the ground. So that's what we'll be replacing, that and these two seals. Oh, those are hard as plastic too. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, it cracked. Yeah, those are not sealing anything. Actually, they're sealing two things, jack and shit. That's about what they're sealing. Ha, ha, ha. That's the oil pump right there. And look, it's kind of like a Honda one where it's just a simple design. That's the little oil valve. There's some crusty crust into the holes. So we have the timing cover off, which is also the oil pump, is part of that housing. So I'm going to show you guys what this mini oil pump is consisted of. That's a little pressure valve right there, and that's all it is. It's literally this little star that spins inside this little shape, and as it goes around it squishes the oil and it builds pressure inside this chamber and it squirts the oil. Actually, it sucks from here, so this is where the pickup comes in right here. As it's doing this motion like this at pretty fast RPM, it's creating a suction. with these little things collapsing around like this. That's pretty much a pump. It's a fluid pump. So once oil gets in there, it just squishes around. And that's how your oil pump works. What you usually find is sometimes they'll crack or they'll bleed out inside and they'll leak. This one we're going to clean up really well. Of course, you know me, I have a problem with the vapor hone. It's a vapor honing addiction. Blow this dry it off, and get this thing back together. Put some oil in there. You don't want to put it in there just bone dry. So important oil is, people. You have oil, it's not lubricating this metal on metal surface, especially right here. And when I'm done, I'm going to pour oil down through the inside here, and we're going to spin it and try to get it to squirt out so it primes it up. So we don't have to worry about that. With these guys, I think these are 18 Newton meters. We're going to torque these guys down. Let's go get the torque wrench. There's a special torque sequence we got to do by here. But first we're going to zip them all down. So let's go. This one's first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How did I get there? Okay. Oh, I missed that one instead of that one. Okay, it's okay. Not torquing yet. We're just snugging. All right. Now let's get silly. 18 Newton meters. Why does that seem like it's going way too tight? Oh, you know what? This one's just in foot-pounds. Got the wrong torque wrench. Let me go get my correct one. So I put some oil in there and I spun it around and it squirts out. Works perfect. Very nice. So we got some oil in there. We still got some more seals to put on here. We have... This is the Felpro part number for like the whole timing cover kit. Where's this O-ring go? I don't know where that goes. I bet you this is the pickup. Yep, which that's the oil pickup. You don't want oil on this when you put it in. Try not to hit it with metal. You don't want to dent the seal. You want to hit it with rubber or hard plastic. But you just want to make it flush. Nice and flush. Okay, let's put these guys on. And you can see how there's 2 sharp cut angles on here. It only goes on the crank one way, so it'll only go on there one way. See the cut mark right here on the side? Probably can't because it's brighter than hell. Yeah, but right here, there's a slot, and right here, there's a slot. Obviously, one O-ring boots up right here, and the other one pops up right there. Make sure those are nice and clean. Won't need no debris there. Give it a nice wipe down before we put it back up in there. Bolt this sucker in there. We're gonna have this green O-ring goes on the pickup. This is the oil pickup. So you want to put that on there. And that guy goes on here. So it goes right there. Kind of want to clean it out. So that O-ring seals that up right there. So yeah. And that's going to take 2 hands. Alright, you ever run into this and you lose the cap and then it dries up? Well, what I do is I take a razor and just puncture the top. And look at that. So right there, you can't really see it because it's a machine surface, but it can seep oil. There's a seam right there. So we're going to smear a little bit of RTV right there and right back here. A little schmear. And then back here we go a little schmear. That's it. Schmear, schmear. No more. Don't get crazy with it. Let's put this sucker up on there. It's going to slide on to the crank right there. I hear doggies. Stay back. Okay, so now it popped on there. Once I got that lined up, I can move it in. And now, hello. There's a long one that goes in the middle right here. And a funky one that sits in a hole that goes up here. Okay. Filming myself, hello self. Okie dokie, Smokey. So we got those in, we need to torque all those down, and then that guy will be set. We're waiting on the gasket, and it'll be here tomorrow, I think. Get that gasket in there. And of clean all this up. In the meantime, we're gonna pull this supercharger off because we're gonna do the oil in that supercharger, and then the water pump's on the end. The water pump's dripping, so we're gonna do the water pump. So we're gonna get to that next here. That's yucky gross. Like somebody put gasket stuff on the dipstick at one point. We're gonna clean that and fix that. Whoa. Oh, good God. Why is that so tight? Super tight. Okay. Look how corroded that metal is. Just pulling off the hose, it just fell apart. A little rusty. Yeah, but we want to replace this hose. Definitely gonna clean that, put a new seal on there. We got new hoses coming for that. And the housing that's up there we're gonna want to replace because it's plastic. I'm gonna get that plastic out of here. But if you do this and you don't have the oil pan off, make sure you plug this up so coolant doesn't come into that hole. Obviously it's coming through here and it's falling right through. There's no oil pan. But make sure you do that. And we're gonna check the oil in the supercharger. See, this spins the water pump off the supercharger. Yeah, that's rusted away. Look at that. That's crazy. Let's put that right there. Rusted away. It happens when people use the wrong coolant in their cars. So right here is where you fill it up and you drain it. It's got oil on both sides. It's got oil that lubricate the gears on this end, and then here, if you took all these off, you would see gears in there, and there's another thing in here that you fill up. So we're going to be changing that oil. This probably hasn't been done, or maybe it has been done, we don't know. We don't want to play off assumptions, we want to make sure it's done. He's going to be taking a trip to New York, so we want to make sure this thing's going to be good. Let's see what we got inside. 13/16. We're going to see how much we got. That's what you need to do too. You need to spin it while you do this. Okay. Oof. Doesn't smell that bad. Looks like somebody's actually probably replaced it. Let's see what we got on the other side. I'm gonna put this back in real quick. Let's see what this other side's got. Alright, let's try side 2. Oh, that's gross. That's got a good bit. I'm actually surprised it's got that much in there. Okay, okay. It's better than no fluid. That's good. It is dark, should be clear. So a good thing we're replacing it, because that is very dark. I don't see any forbidden glitter, so we should be good on that aspect. Let's do another test here. No, it looks good. I remember talking to the previous owner, and her brother was a really awesome mini guy. He just loved minis, so he maintained hers and both of them very well. So it doesn't surprise me this has oil in it. I bet any other one that I get in here is not going to have oil like this. I did want to check it while I was out, because that's a 6-hour job to pull that thing off if you just got to do the supercharger oil. So I'm just charging them for the oil when I have it out, so that's all he's got to pay for. It's like 17-20 bucks, something like that, for new oil. I'm gonna replace the O-ring on that dipstick. We're gonna clean all the oil off there, replace those coolant lines, and we're gonna do the water pump. He's just paying for the parts. I just threw that in since I had this all out. I was just like, let's just go ahead and do all that so we make it safe. We'll have that oil in the morning. We're gonna go shoot out, get the oil, and the oil pan gasket will be here, and we will shoot over there and get that knocked out. We have the shocks, 2 of the shocks, so we're going to slap those on the front. So we'll put in these struts tomorrow, finish up the oil pan, get that supercharger back on, and do all the coolant and do all the water pump. Hopefully get all that done tomorrow, if all the parts are here. Always waiting on parts. If you are in this industry, you know what I'm talking about. Parts, parts, parts. Smelly, dirty farts, dirty fart parts. We'll see you guys in the morning. I'm going to go take a nap, go to sleep, whatever you want to call it, and I'll see y'all in the morning. We have got the supercharger oil. That's the part number, if you are wondering. 104041. Alright, so we've got the old fluid drained out of this one side. We're going to fill it up. Okay. Whoa. I think the book says 4 ounces. This is 4 ounces, this whole bottle. Yeah, let's put this whole bottle in there. Alright, 4 ounces. Yeah. That's perfect. And this Allen is a 3/16, by the way, so don't go stripping it. It does have a... Looks like it ring. Looks good. Now there is another side. Oh, nuts. Balls! Alright. Sorry. Doesn't exactly stand like it should. Alright. Bottle number 2. I forgot to open it. Shoots. Schnoodle. Bottle 2. Look how clear that is. It's like literally clear, and that stuff I took out of here is black. Okay, that one takes right at. That's kind of full. Let's put a little bit out. That's my Supercharger sound. You see, that's where the water pump bolts up and spins. We got us a new water pump because the other one was leaking. Butts up right there, and then pumps that water. Pretty cool. Another over-engineered BMW thing. Let's make everything work off the Supercharger. Nah, not the best idea, but oh well. I'm not a BMW designer. Let's get this guy slapped back on that Mini. Alright, now we're doing des all pans here. So all these guys need to come out. Need to pull the bolts off the motor mount, and then all these bolts in this sucker will pop out. There's 2 for the transmission. Oh, 3. Sorry, 3 for the transmission. 2 going this way, 1 going that way, and yeah, let's yoink that guy off for there. Alright, it's the next day, and our gasket's here. This one's kind of cool. I think it kind of sticks up in there. I think with the magic Velcro gasket stays there. Look at that. Another reason to use Velcro. They think about their gaskets, so they make it to where it has these little parts that kind of squeeze it in there. And it kind of hugs the girdle. So let's get this guy just the right way. Let's get a couple of these bijoux here. Okay. Check. Check. We did all these. Chickity check. Microphone check. Okay. There I was. It keeps dripping on me. Ew! Stop it. Stop. Sorry, it sucks when you get nasty coolant dripping on you. That's no fun, people. 2 things I hate dripping on me. Coolant and freaking transmission fluid. Alright, I've done the longer of the 2. I think the longer one goes there. Where's it go? Here. Not sleeping, I'm just on my back filming. What you doing?
I'm just gonna put cayenne pepper on all the molehills.
Oh.
They don't like it.
They don't like the cayenne?
Apparently it keeps them away. It said to put it in a spray bottle with water, but I was just gonna sprinkle it.
Put it around the radishes in the garden.
Just sprinkle it?
Yeah.
Is there a hole over there?
He came up in there. They don't eat vegetables. I think he just eats grubs, but he's still tearing my shit up. Cayenne pepper him out. Yeah, come on. I got those all. I'm gonna get a little gun to start them all down. Then we're gonna torque those sort of guns. Oh, right in the forehead. Drip right on the forehead. Alright, let's do the torquing. I take pictures when I'm inside by my computer. Over at 31 noodle-meters for my Mac wrench. Quite awesome. Okay, let's do this. coolant in my face. Clickety clackety. Click. Sorry. Alright, so we're back. Supercharger's back on. Got new oil in it. Timing cover's on. Super clean. Fixed that crank seal that was leaking. You can see now it's beautiful. Oil pan gasket. Boom! Knocked out. You can even tell the dirtiness, the cleanness. I tried to scrape off most of the dirt. So now we got silicone hoses on. New water pump. We did replace this plastic radiator core support. You can see over there how that one was broken. This happens a lot. People hit stuff with their car. So that is missing a piece right there that holds the radiator up. It's kind of critical. DOT approved part. It's got a new radiator because we found a leak in the old radiator that's outside. It was leaking in the side tank, which they usually do. So we got the new radiator on there. So now I'm going to put the front end back up on there. Tighten down the rust parts of this. Get the other bits and pieces that go in that front core support. Get the radiator all hooked up. Get the intercooler back on the... You can tell I vapor hung that last time I was here, so it's nice and clean. So, let's do this. Let's get this thing back on the road.
Turn me up. Have no trouble leaving, but you're all that I know. Contra, giving up. Think you tell me enough, you tell me enough.
Alright, this guy is finished up. This guy is hopping in his spot. We got the minis back to back. So we got this all set up. I'm gonna go for a test drive tomorrow in the morning. Alright, we're in the Austin Powers Mini and I'm gonna take you guys on a test drive. Or after I get done working on it, how I feel, make sure I listen to every little tiny noise. You wanna make sure it's as fit as a fiddle. Alright, here we go. So I've got a full parking lot here. A lot of cars. Fixing a lot of cars. Most of those cars are mine. Test this guy out. So I'm wanting to feel everything. Acceleration. Side to side, like wipers. Side to side, like wipers. You know, we would check that suspension out. Settle too, so it's got new suspension. They're gonna probably drop a little bit. So I want to get into a cul-de-sac. You want to go lock to lock. Oh, look at jump. We could jump that. All right, we're jumping it. No. Jump the Ford. How's it going? All right, let's go around that. That is a pretty cool jump there. So you want to do like a good brake, nice hard brake. Make sure the thing stops good. Make sure there's no one behind you. All right, let's go down here. I'm trying to stay on roads where there's nobody walking around. This car's got a nice little raspy pop when you let off. It's like pop, 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 pow. Yeah, mainly good braking. You want to do a good couple braking stops, making sure there's no pulsations. Everything's grabbing good. Stops really good. Check the e-brake. I put some sway bar end links on there. really going slow. We're only going 20 miles per hour, but we want to give it a good back and forth. You know, you're not hearing any noises. It sounds really good. And I usually bring my scanner with me like this, and I check out the air-fuel ratios, make sure those are good, oil pressures, all that stuff. You know, just look at the basics. Make sure the alternator's charging. Good road, we can go. Like I said, let's go all the way lock to left here. That's good. Go back to the other side. Luckily I have a really quiet neighborhood right here. Except for this, I say that right as if someone's coming down the road. I love that supercharger sound. You can't get me. This is so much fun. It never gets old. Never ever does that get old. It's just so much fun. That and turbos. Now we're gonna do a lock to lock right turn here. Make sure our axles are all good. Yep, that seems good. You want to check your CV axles. Like usually in cul-de-sacs you can do them. You can actually load them up with the brake a little bit and get them to make noise if they're about to be going bad or if the grease is getting bad. These sound good. This car's been very well maintained. Just like all that oil you saw come out of the supercharger. It was quite dark, but it was in there. You know, a lot of these things I watch on YouTube, people take these superchargers out that's got no oil. Well, sounds good. We're gonna do another once over, look it over up and bottom, top to bottom, just to make sure there's no leaks have started or anything like that. The coolant's really good. We're right at the perfect temperature. Thermostat's working. So let's get back to the shop. Alright. We're actually going to give it a little bath real quick. I stopped the video for a moment to give a shout out to my favorite water pump. Used this since I was like 9 years old. Yep, on my moped. I had a moped. Put Rain-X on my visor, on my helmet. Yeah, love this stuff. Try to get it on everybody's car just so they can experience the joy of Rain-X. All right, that concludes the Austin Mini. Got it all cleaned up, got it washed, vacuumed, looking good. She's looking good. Ready to get back on the road. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Remember, like and subscribe. You can check out the next Mini that we got lined up here. It'll be another noise one. We're gonna do a water pump, tensioner and stuff on that. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the little bell down there in the corner and that keeps you notified when I'm ready to drop another Mini. Hopefully we'll get back on the Honda track, but right now we're doing some Mini stuff. So thanks for stepping by. Oh, I know Rev. Rev wants to say hi too. Rev Noodles. He says bye everybody.